I like to think of ministry as a line with arrowheads on both ends of the line. I had been in the professional orchestra world for years, back a ways. I had been a minister of worship in a church for years. Then, living in England, I worked for a business consultancy, a real creative one, that liked to do, music as a metaphor for team building and all this kind of stuff. So, there was a skill set, I think. But at the end of the day, what I believe about leadership is that leaders decidedly don't have answers. Leaders are willing to ask questions with those that they lead, and to struggle with them publicly, to struggle with them in front of those that they lead, so that you invite people into a process of learning, you invite people into a process of being and of figuring it out. Leaders do a disservice way too often to churches, to organizations, when they come in with the answer and they tell people what to do. This other model of leadership provided the whole model for how we did Christian formation while at Calvin, and that's probably something that we offered that sometimes makes students very uncomfortable, which is also part of the process too. So that's probably something. Basically, the way that we did Christian formation is we hired a team of students, 20 older students. These are juniors and seniors, who for their junior and senior year moved back into the freshman dorms. And they did three things. Your job as a Barnabas team member is to grow in Jesus Christ. That's your first job. Learn to walk with him, knowing that you're going to be watched, the Julie in the fishbowl, but you're going to grow. You're going to influence. Juniors and seniors have rock star status with freshmen. You are a role model. Deal with it. Make intentional decisions about that. The only question is what kind of role model you want to be. And then organize. They grow, they influence, they organize. So we ask these students simply to go deep with the Lord. Together we'll find some ways. We gave some models for that. We spent 8 hours a week per student together with them. And then to use their influence intentionally. Knowing that they're going to be influencers anyway, how can they make smart decisions about that? And then organize some stuff. Organize some meetings within the dorms, that you have to do. But that all follows from how you're growing. So with respect to that, we always proceed on the assumption that you can't give away something that you haven't received. What are you trying to sell as a Christian formation, mentor, unless you're receiving, unless you're growing? You have nothing to give away. So that was the first thing. So just like we told them, you can't give away to the freshmen and sophomores what you haven't, we had to live it out ourselves. So basically what my wife and I and our one additional partner did, we lived openly, transparently, as was appropriate with them. We invited them into our lives. We fought with each other publicly with them and then made up publicly. We disagreed, we agreed, we complimented each other's gifts. We gladly stepped out of the way when somebody else was taking the lead. We gladly gave credit to somebody else. Doing the things that we wanted them to do.